Fear. It's making us feel pretty small right now. That worked better than how I practiced it. So look, as I said in the last video, it's a different time now and things are changing and it's all about a new normal. So there's no more scripted pieces, no more lovely white backgrounds, there's no more me trying to memorize lines so I sound like a really cheap English version of Tony Robbins. It's just about trying to document how it is in the hope that 1, 5 or maybe even one day 10 people will watch this video and hopefully it'll maybe help someone. So look, there's so much fear going on right now. If you think I'm filming this a week on from Friday the 13th in March, and how many of us wish now it was still Friday the 13th? The world is changing so quickly, and by day we're getting new information, new things are changing, and it's impossible not to live in a fearful state. I'm obviously worried about my health, my family's health. Not just that, it's, am I going to have a job soon? Are we going to have any money? Are we going to keep these 4 walls around us that I'm obviously not keeping very tidy at all? And there's so much uncertainty. And if we think about fear, a month ago, what we were scared of is really insignificant. We used to be scared of things like trying a new activity or asking someone out on a date or saying no to our bosses or asking our family if we maybe didn't have to go on that same crappy holiday every year. We'd be so scared of talking to people or sharing our feelings or asking for what we really wanted. And now we look back and now we really do have reasons to be fearful, and all that old bullshitty stuff in the past just doesn't seem relevant at all. But I think even though the fear is different, the emotions that we face are still the same. We've got the panic, we've got the uncertainty, you get that sick feeling in your stomach that you just can't relax, you don't know what's going to happen next. And then we have that fog of uncertainty in our minds, which means that we can't sleep, we can't eat properly, we can't concentrate because there's always that nagging doubt in the back of our head that we don't know what's going to happen. And look, I've got that as well. I've got all my big hopes and dreams that I wanted to achieve, and that's all been put on hold, and we're all going to be starting from zero again fairly soon. And that is a scary time, but I do believe there are some ways that we can face our fears, and I'd be lying if I said we can feel the fear and do it anyway and overcome any obstacle, because right now I think that is bullshit. But I believe there are things we can do still to help us manage our fear. And that is, it's focusing on what we can control. And there's so much out there at the moment that we can't control. It feels like we're on a runaway train or a roller coaster, and we can't control what happens next, but we can control our actions and our emotions, and we always have a choice. And what I'm trying to tell myself is, let's say I do lose my job and I can't pay my mortgage and I do lose the house and I'm sat outside on the pavement with all my stuff in bin bags. Even then, if I lose everything, I still have a choice. I can choose whether to sit in the gutter and put my head in my hands and cry and say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening now, just when so many things were lining up so nicely for me? Someone hates me, life hates me, it's all my fault. I could say that. Or I could look at it as an opportunity. I could think, what can I build from this? How can I do something differently? How can I try things and go on new adventures when the planes are working again? How can I do these things that I've always wanted to do but was tied down by all this stuff? That's a choice. I can also choose to help people. I can choose to be strong for my family. I can choose to show my children that no matter what kind of crap happens to us in our lives, we can still rise up again and move forwards. So we always have a choice of whether to stay in the darkness and get beaten down by life, or we can choose to step forward into the light. And that's what I'm trying to do every day. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's so bloody hard. And I don't know about you, but it feels like every single Instagram influencer, which feels like a really pointless job right now, is out there giving me 10 tips on isolation and 5 tips for working out with only a broom and a bottle of water. And that's great. And I think it's good that people are out there helping people to cope with this crazy situation. But I'm already trying to look forward. I'm trying to manage the darkness and get through this tough time in the calmest, most reasonable way, which is pretty difficult. But I'm already looking ahead into the light. And that is helping me to think positive in terms of what's going to happen after this terrible time in human history, because it will come to an end. And just as happened in the past, whenever a country has gone through bad times, or a family, or individuals, and I know I've been through plenty of bad times, and even though it feels it's going to last forever, we always know the darkness will end and the light will rise. And it's not about some inspirational, the darkest hour is before the dawn. It is knowing that nothing lasts forever. Good times and bad times. Things will get better and things will get back to normal, even if that is a new type of normal. And so that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm already going to start to focus not just on surviving right now, but on thriving in the future. And not just me, but my children and my loved ones, people in my town, my colleagues, strangers maybe around the world. How can we help ourselves not only survive, but also to thrive? And that's my message for today. We have to keep going, we have to keep surviving, keep helping each other, and remember, we always have a choice.